everyone, so a couple weeks ago I got to try out the entire Perricone MD makeup or no makeup line, and I posted a photo of it on my Instagram and I got an overwhelming response from you guys to review this brand. So this isn't a sponsored video, I've never seen a response like that before. So I decided to test it out for a week just because when I initially get a new product, I get really excited about it and I can only think of positive things about it. So I decided to try it out for a week, do a lot of research on it, and kind of break down my thoughts on just about everything that I received from the brand. So this is like a no makeup routine that I've been using for a little bit over a week now. Hopefully you can substitute little things, bits and pieces from this brand. So if it doesn't really quite cater to your needs, then swap out a couple things here and there. I do list some pros and cons, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for requesting it, and let's get started. I'm gonna start off by moisturizing my lips because it's kind of parched. So I'm gonna start with the No Lipstick lipstick from Perricone MD, and this is SPF 15. It comes in a sheer rosy pink sheen color, and it's like a balm to oil formula. And as you can see, it doesn't really show up on my skin because I have really pigmented lips. I have like almost purpley lips. But yeah, it does start out as a balm and then melts into my lips like an oil. This is $30. It's got 4 out of 5 stars on Sephora, and it's an anti-aging lip treatment. But out of everything here, I think that if I were to repurchase anything, it wouldn't be this, because if I'm gonna wear a lip product with color in it, then I want it to actually show up on my skin. So if they made this without a tint, then I would love it. Or if they made it with something that kind of transformed to my lips, then I would love that. But this just doesn't show up on my lips at all, so it's kind of pointless. So for the formula, I think it's great. I think it'd be like really moisturizing if you're gonna wear this to sleep. The only thing is that it does have a little bit of color, so you get it on your pillowcase and stuff. So I don't really see the point of this. So I'm gonna move on to primer, and this is the Perricone Instant Blur Primer, and it comes in a little compact like this. It's a really nice compact. It has a little mirror, it has this little sponge thing like that. It looks almost like a Korean skincare cushion compact. So when I first started using this, I was using a sponge in here, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's like a lot of little linty things in here, which is kind of gross. So I started using my fingers, and I realized that using my fingers, it actually blends in a little bit better. This is really pricey though. It's $55, which is kind of tough because I didn't really start wearing primer until, well, actually like a few weeks ago. I saw this video on Sephora's website, and it's about priming and setting sprays. And one of my favorite Sephora Pro artists to watch, I think his name is David. He's just hilarious, but he was featured in that video, and he was talking about his favorite primers and such. And he said to not prime is a crime. And since he said that, I started wearing primer every day. So I really like this, but I don't think it's worth $55. I'm sure you can find something better. It's good for normal, oily, combination, dry, and sensitive skin, so I guess all skin types. So let's see, it says it's a multitasking, priming, and perfecting compact powered by skin smoothing alpha lipoic acid to blur and minimize the look of pores, redness, and fine lines, both instantly and over time. Yeah, that's the thing about Perricone, like, it's skincare and makeup in one. So I don't feel bad about putting this on my skin every day. I actually have been really enjoying it for the past week. So every morning I actually look forward to putting on my makeup, and it gets me out of bed in the morning, it gets me really excited. And even when I'm like working out and I have this on, I don't feel bad about this seeping into my skin because it has skincare benefits. Some of the things are just so pricey. If you invest in your skin, then I think it's worthwhile. And I guess it's all relative, right? I mean, some girls buy Gucci loafers, some girls buy Hermes bags. If you really love your skin, then you would invest in skincare. So my recap on this works well. I don't think it's worth the $55 though. And then for foundation, I have 2 here, but I've only been using 1 so far. So this is the new foundation right here. This is the Perricone MD No Foundation Foundation. And the color I have is light medium. If you're a brand and you're going to make skincare or like skin color, then you really gotta represent POC. I'm about an NC25, so I'm fortunate that I can match something in here, but even I am a bit offended that there aren't more colors yet. So yeah, this is the light to medium color, and this is the No Foundation Foundation. It has SPF 30, and then they also have the No Foundation Serum, and the color I have here, I guess it doesn't say, I think it's also light to medium too, but this one comes in like a dropper tube, and usually I would go for a serum foundation, like if there were two options, but I reached for this because the color match seems a bit more realistic. I think it might be the same color, but for some reason this just seemed more realistic. And I think it's also because I wanted to try something new out. So I'll keep you guys posted on this foundation serum. Kind of like Bare Minerals, they have their own little step-by-step routine. It's like a 3-step thing. So what you do is you dot it on your face, like that. And then you tap it in, and then you kind of blend it out. Actually, I think it's dot, press, so press it in like that, and then blend. So I'm just gonna keep pressing. It is so hot today, guys. I don't know if you can see, but I'm a little bit sweaty. For blending, I've been using the Sephora Pro Foundation 47, and the reason why I got this is also because of that Sephora video on priming and setting, and I'll have that video linked down below because I watched it like a couple times and I just love it. It's just like a foundation brush that's a little bit kind of tilted a little bit, so it makes it easier to blend out cream formulas, even like what I'm using right now, which is like a liquid formula, like a very thin sheer liquid formula. As you can see, it's so sheer, so I mean, even if you didn't get the correct color match, I feel like this would still work for you because it blends up to almost nothing. It's almost like the Glossier Skin Tint, but it does have a little bit more coverage and doesn't feel as like silicone-y. And it's also very similar to the ordinary serum foundations, which I have 2 here, but these actually are a lot more pigmented, so you use like a couple drops of these and it's just like a full coverage almost. So I don't really like these. I don't like full coverage foundations, but I'll use this to add color to different foundations. 1 drop of these will add so much pigment and color, so that's why I keep these around, but as a foundation on its own, I don't really like it. So after I have my foundation all blended out, I'm gonna add some concealer. This is the No Makeup Concealer, and this goes for, let's see how much this is. This is $35. And the color I have is medium, which is actually lighter than the foundation color, oddly enough. So I'm gonna add this on my under eyes, around my nose where I get redness, a little bit on my chin right here, and I guess a little bit on my eyelids too. And I'm gonna use the brush again to just kind of blot it in and then press it out. So as you can see, it's not like a full coverage. You're not gonna get a full coverage out of this foundation, which I prefer because I don't really like full coverage foundations. I'd rather have like a normal everyday type foundation. Even on like event days, I won't layer up on crazy full coverage foundation because that's just not me. I just don't feel like I'm in my own skin. And I think if you're unsure about your color just because there's only 2 options, don't worry about it too much. Just go into a Sephora and try it out. Chances are it will blend out and match your skin. I think they're gonna add more foundation colors because when I talked with them last, they said that they're working on, or they just got new colors. So hopefully those will be out soon. If I had a company that made foundation, then that would be my top priority, to match every skin tone, because I mean, not everyone's very light to medium. Let's go on to highlighter. This is the No highlighter. And there's, again, only 1 shade of this, but it's like a nice natural looking pearlescent color, like a champagne. And you gotta shake it up a little bit. It's in a little bottle like this, almost like a nail polish bottle. It has a doe foot applicator, like that. And this is probably one of my favorite products from the brand because it looks so natural. So I'm just gonna put it on like my cheekbones, under my eyebrow like that, inner corner of my eye. And this is like the best because it actually reaches right in there. Usually when people like apply it with their pinky and stuff, my pinky is like so chubby, so I don't feel like it's that detailed. All right, and then I guess the Rudolph. So right down the tip of my nose like that. This is $35. It's a very natural lit from within highlighter, and I really like cream highlighters because it just looks more natural than like a powder highlighter. Like instead of sitting on top of the skin, it kind of just melts right in there and it looks so natural, so I love it. My skin looks so glowy right now. Oh, I love it. But it feels like nothing's on my skin, which is great. I mean, kudos to them because that's amazing. All right, so the next thing I have here is the bronzer, which is, again, one of my favorites. So the highlighter and the bronzer, it's just amazing. The only thing is that it only comes in one shade again. So if you're darker than this color, then that's a bummer. But the cool thing about the bronzer is that if you mix it with the foundation, it's almost the same texture. You can darken up your foundation as well, so you can get a darker color. So the bronzer color is a medium warm bronze, and what you're supposed to do is shake it up and then dispense a couple drops onto your skin. So I'm just gonna take 2 drops for now. And what I do is I kind of go like this, just so it's more of a surface area. And then I kind of put a little, like a few dots in the hollows of my cheeks. I have a little birthmark right here, which you can see, it's not really covered. I actually really love it on my eyelids to add some dimension or some depth to my eyes. They have this thing called the No Eyeshadow, which I haven't tried it, but I think that if you were to just get the bronzer and use it as that, it has to be the same thing, yeah? Because it adds depth to your eyes without making it look like you have too much makeup on. I'm gonna put some on like the perimeter of my forehead too. I love using cream and liquid bronzers because it just looks so natural. I have kind of like a square jaw, I feel like, so I like to kind of carve it out a little bit. I'm gonna use the same brush again to kind of blend it all out. Next I have the blush, and this is again the No Blush blush. It comes in the same little bottle as the highlighter, and it has a doe foot applicator, and you really have to mix it up because when I first got it, all the layers were separated. And this is a warm rosy pink glow color. With that doe foot applicator, put 3 dots on your cheeks. That. I bet this would be great as a lip color too. And then just blend it out. It's like a watercolor, like Stila makes one, or a watercolor blush. I think it's actually just called the watercolor blush. But it's almost the same formula and the same color too. But this is just a bit more convenient. I love this. It's just like a very natural looking, healthy glow. I don't know if this will show up on like a darker skin tone. So again, go into Sephora and try it out. It really bums me out that there's no options for the blush color, because blush is my favorite product. I wish there were more color options, like a more mauvey color would be great, a more like dusty brownish color would be nice, but this is like a NARS Orgasm type color, so I think it's supposed to be like a universal nice rosy pink color for everyone. I can't complain though, it looks great. I'm gonna curl my lashes and put on the No Mascara mascara. This is $30 and it's a black brown color. And it's got like this really cool applicator tip. It's like rubber. So it's an anti-aging lash treatment with a universal deep color, nourishes, defines, and lifts lashes, imparts the look of longer and fuller lashes, and it has neuropeptides, which is supposed to make your lashes grow longer and stronger. There's a bunch of different little shapes of like teeth on this rubber applicator, so it is a bit of a learning curve, but it does apply pretty easily. It combs through, so I actually prefer this type of applicator over any other type of applicator because I don't wear mascara every day. Having like a one that's too big for me, it's just hard to apply. So yeah, I prefer this type of applicator, although I heard that there is a learning curve when I read about it on Sephora's website. So I guess you kind of just have to get like used to the different types of spikes that are on this wand. But I prefer this, and I wish that every mascara wand is rubber like this because it makes it so much easier to apply. The only thing that I will say though is that my eyelids are really greasy, so if I don't wear a waterproof mascara, then for the most part it's gonna kind of smudge a little bit underneath and on top. So this does do that for me, but if you don't have that problem, then definitely try out this mascara because, I mean, it has everything that I want in a mascara. The only downside is that it's not waterproof, so that sucks. You know, I'm gonna actually try this on my eyebrows too because the guy who did my makeup, he actually had this on his eyebrows. So It looked really cool, and he just, I mean, it's a black brown color, so it's gonna look all right. This is actually really easy to apply. Hopefully it stays on throughout the day and doesn't smudge, but I mean, this is pretty awesome. I haven't been wearing like a pencil underneath because I've just been lazy and it's been summer, so this is great. I mean, it gives you definition, it gives you a little bit of color. Yeah, you really can't go wrong. Huh. I will say that I need a little bit of color on the end, but I have bangs, so I don't really worry about my brows too much now. I don't think that they have a powder of like a finishing powder yet, and I need one because my skin's pretty oily, especially during the summer, so I'm just gonna finish it off with the Glossier Wowder. I prefer this brush, and this is from e.l.f. This is only $3, and it's called the small tapered brush, and it's like a little tulip brush. It's tiny, as you can see. This is great for just, you know, putting powder exactly where you need it so you don't end up wasting product. And you kind of get targeted control, so this is great. It doesn't cake up or anything. I love it. I'll just take a little bit of it, kind of pat it off, and then kind of roll and press it in place. And it cuts the shine completely, so where I don't want shine, like right here and up here, yeah, just totally cuts it. You know what, realistically, I don't even need to put makeup on my forehead because I have bangs now. Yeah, that's basically it. I just need to take my hair down, fix my bangs a little bit. Isn't that crazy? All the grays are really coming in after I cut my bangs. I think it just really shows. Anyway, if you messaged me on Instagram to review this brand, thank you so much, because I got an overwhelming response just from one photo. So that's why I did it. I did it for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something. Maybe you can use some of these techniques. If you have any questions for me, please comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.